Howdy, my name is Ashley Guzman. My partner who made the slide, Liana Alonzo. I will be discussing the use of fentanyl, especially its addiction and why college students are particularly vulnerable population. So to get started, what is fentanyl? Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid that was first synthesized in 1959 by chemist Paul Janssen. Unlike drugs such as morphine, which are derived from the opium poppy plant, fentanyl is completely man-made. It was originally developed to help treat severe pain, especially for cancer patients, surgical patients, and individuals experiencing chronic pain. Because fentanyl is extremely potent, it became very widely used in medical settings for pain management. Now, fentanyl is also an extremely dangerous drug. It is estimated to be about 50 times stronger than heroin and around 100 times stronger than morphine. Due to its high potency, even a very small amount can lead to overdose and possibly death. Now, the population is focused on these college students and young adults who it is mostly affecting. College students face many challenges during this stage of life. They often experience high levels of academic stress, stress from maintaining grades, financial concerns, social expectations, and mental health struggles such as anxiety and depression. And again, the list can go on. These factors can increase the likelihood of experimenting with substances. Additionally, many students may not intentionally seek out fentanyl. One of the biggest concerns today is the rise of counterfeit pills, illegal drugs that appear to be prescription medications such as Xanax, Percocet, or Oxydone may actually contain fentanyl without the student knowing. Because students often believe that they are taking a less dangerous prescription medication, they may unknowingly consume fentanyl, which greatly increases the risk of overdose. Now, the aspect of addiction that we are emphasizing is drug dependence and overdose mortality. Drug dependence occurs when the body adapts to repeated drug use. Over time, the brain becomes reliant on the drug, meaning that larger doses are needed to achieve the same effects. This process is known as tolerance. If the person suddenly stops using the drug, withdrawal symptoms can occur, including severe muscle pain, nausea, insomnia, anxiety, sweating, and intense craving. Overall, not a good sensation. Because fentanyl is so powerful, dependence can develop very, very quickly. The drug affects opioid receptors in the brain and produces intense feelings of euphoria and relaxation, which is one of the main reasons why students can get addicted to it. These pleasurable effects reinforce repeated use, making it difficult for individuals to stop using the drug. One of the most serious negative consequences of fentanyl is overdose mortality. Opioids slow down the body's central nervous system and can significantly reduce breathing. In high doses, fentanyl can cause respiratory depression, meaning the person may stop breathing entirely. This can quickly lead to brain damage or death if treatment is not provided immediately. With that in mind, another negative consequence of chronic fentanyl use is opioid-induced hyperglycemia, also known as OIH. This is a condition in which long-term opioid use actually makes a person more sensitive to pain. Ironically, patients may end up experiencing more pain than they did before starting opioid treatment, which can further contribute to dependence because they may continue taking larger amounts of drug. Several factors contribute to fentanyl addiction. Other contributing factors include peer pressure, easy access to counterfeit pills through social media or online sources, lack of awareness about fentanyl, contamination, and untreated mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. Vulnerability with this is that fentanyl produces an intense feeling of euphoria and relaxation. College students are in a unique, again, stage of life where they're experiencing increased independence, trying new experiences, and coping with insignificant stressors. Many students may engage in experimentation or recreational drug use without fully understanding the risks involved with that decision. Furthermore, many young adults believe that prescription medications are safer than street drugs. Unfortunately, because these counterfeit pills containing fentanyl closely resemble legitimate medications, students may unknowingly place themselves at risk for dependence, overdose, and death. In conclusion, fentanyl is a highly potent synthetic opioid that was originally developed for medical pain management, but has become a major public health concern. College students represent a vulnerable population due to stress, mental health challenges, social pressures, and addictional exposure through counterfeit pills. The drug's ability of fatal overdose makes fentanyl addiction an important issue that requires increased education, awareness, and prevention efforts among young adults. Thank you for listening. Following next, we have our sources. We have the YouTube video and some of the sources that were retrieved from research from fentanyl on 2026, the House of Committee on Energy and Commerce, a review of the chemical features associated with strong morphine-likely activity, and the British Journal of Anesthesia. Again, Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration are medications for opioid use disorder. Thank you for listening.